Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but I'm here today to answer your immigration questions. Okay, this is to answer your immigration questions. We're streaming on multiple platforms. Our handle is at Agarwal Immigration on every platform, right? It's at Agarwal Immigration on every platform. And uh, Agarwal is spelled Agarwal. So, if you have friends that have immigration questions, if you have friends that are in this immigration process or out of status, you might want to share this post with them, share this live with them, just to let them know that I'm here. There's an immigration attorney available. I'll be on for at least the next 10 minutes or so to answer immigration questions. Okay, so that is my goal here. So I'm going to let you kind of go ahead and answer and share this with other people that might have immigration questions, that might want to talk to an attorney live, that are not sure yet if they want to apply for status or if they qualify. So this is a good opportunity because we all know that immigration law is super, super complicated, right? It's super complicated, incredibly hard to understand. So what we want to do here is be able to help clarify that for you and give you an opportunity to log in, but also share this post with others that are interested in immigration, immigrating to the U.S., staying in the U.S., or bringing other people into the U.S. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Hi, Beauty. Nice to see you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what our firm does, our experience, right? So I've been an attorney for a very long time. I don't want to age myself, but I think we're going on 13 years now. So I've been a lawyer for 13 years. Um, and we practice all kinds of immigration law. So we're based in DC, so we help clients no matter where they're located. So if you know anyone in the US or even anyone internationally that's interested in immigration that wants to ask questions, this is a good opportunity to share this with them so they can join on and ask their questions as well. And hopefully those questions are something that some of our other viewers also have, and you would all benefit from the discourse here. Okay? All right, so in terms of what our firm does, while you guys are sharing this, while people are joining on, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what our firm does. So we do all kinds of immigration, right? So one of our major case types is for victims of abuse. We help women and men and children sometimes who are either the adult men and women, excuse me, are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders usually, and they are victims of abuse. And that abuse can be emotional, psychological, verbal. So that is one of our main case types. And we're able to help them get a green card, right? It's get a green card on their own without the assistance of their spouse. So that's something that we do pretty often. Um, that's something we do pretty often. It's one of our main case types. And if you or someone you know is in this situation, it's really important that you spread the word that there is hope. There is hope for them. Okay, so that's one of our main case types. So that falls under humanitarian cases. So cases where people are harmed or fear of being harmed, and we're able to help them get status in the US and also a green card, hopefully, eventually. Okay. The other two buckets that we work with are employment-based cases where we represent companies, educational institutions, large national banks. We represent a lot of pretty large clients that are interested in sponsoring people for H-1B visas, for permanent green cards. Some people go with intra-company transferee visas if they're coming in from abroad and are joining an affiliate or a parent or subsidiary of their current company. We're able to help them move here to the U.S. and have work authorization there. And then also, of course, family-based green cards, right? Family-based green cards. So we have so many family-based green cards. Hi, Robert. If you're just joining me, say hello. I know some of you have been viewing us for a while, so it's lovely to see you again, especially my favorite guy here, Maj Haval, who is always talking about our dog, which is actually pretty exciting. Um, The question here is, do you need a visa to travel with your dog to any country? That's actually pretty hilarious. I don't know how to do dog travel. So we only help human beings in terms of coming into the U.S. and also staying in the U.S. or getting status in the U.S. Okay? All right. So let's start off with our question for the day. All right, let's start off with our question for the day. If you're just joining us, share this with other people because I'm answering questions live. I'm an immigration lawyer, and it's probably helpful to a lot of people to clear up some immigration confusion by being able to ask a question. So I'm here live, and no matter where in the U.S. or internationally you're located, you can ask your immigration questions. And I'm licensed in the U.S., and we can represent clients no matter where you are located as long as it is an immigration issue. Okay, so feel free to pop on and ask your questions here. All right, so the question of the day today. So if you've never joined me before, we like to do a question of the day to be able to kind of highlight it, talk about it, and set the stage for what we want to talk about in that day. Okay. Jason says, hello, attorney. Hi, Jason. Thanks for joining. Let me know where you guys are watching from if you want. It would be wonderful to know where our viewers are. So say hello. Let me know where you're from. I can see people watching, but I can't really see who it is. So go ahead and let me know, say hi, and then I'll know that you're here and you're watching, and we'll give you a shout out. Okay. All right. So the question of the day today, we're getting back to that. The question of the day is how do I bring my parents here? So usually it's U.S. citizens here in the that are living in the U.S. and they want to bring their parents here from abroad. I want to sponsor my parents. Is it best to apply here and have them process their green card abroad, or is it best for them to come in on a tourist visa and go from there? That is their big question. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again for I see some new folks joining here. Hi, Robert. You're from Hartford, Connecticut. Robert, I don't know if you know, but I grew up in Newington, Connecticut. So that's not too far from Hartford. I was just in Newington, and I just spent Thanksgiving with my family up there in South Windsor. So anyway, I shout out to my friend from Connecticut here. If anyone else is from Connecticut, say hi. I have a special place in my heart for Connecticut and people from Connecticut. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back and start talking about my question for the day here again. All right, so basically, the question is, I want to sponsor my parents from abroad. How do I bring them in? What's the best way? So most people are right. Beauty's watching from Seattle. Awesome. So most people are correct in that there are more than one ways to sponsor your parents, right? But one way is the right way to do it. And the second way is only available if your parents do not have the intent to come into the U.S. and just remain here permanently. All right, so the proper way to do it, and this is what I will talk about here, and it's a long process, okay? So if you want to sponsor your parents and they're abroad, what you should do is file a petition in the U.S. So that's the first step. And in that step, you're showing that you're a U.S. citizen and that you are your parent's daughter. So it could be your mom or your dad. You need separate applications for each parent. So if you're sponsoring your mom and dad, that would be two separate applications. There's two separate petitions. So what you're doing again is showing that you are a U.S. citizen and that you are related. Okay, that's the only thing that you're doing here. So once that's approved, that case gets transferred over to New Hampshire, to what's called the National Visa Center. And what they do is collect all the documents. They collect all of the documents related to your case. They give you a list of what they want from you. They have your parents fill out an immigrant visa application. So that's all done there. Once that's submitted, the case then gets transferred over to the embassy, the U.S. embassy where your parents are located. They will be scheduled for an interview. They will do a medical exam, go to the interview there, be stamped with what's a green card, essentially a permanent resident visa, an immigrant visa it's called, and they will come in as green card holders. So that means that as soon as they enter the U.S., that they can travel in and out, they can work as well, so they can apply for a social security number. Sometimes you can do that, and we do that for people directly at the embassy, so they already will have one when they are coming in. Okay, so that application has been completed when they're coming in. So that's the way to do it. It's about a 2 to 2.5 year time frame from start to finish. That's what it's been taking for our clients. So that's what I want to put out there. So that is about a 2.5 year time frame. If they also have a tourist visa, they're going to have a hard time coming in and out of the country on this tourist visa, because as we all know, that when you enter on a tourist visa, you have to have the intention to leave the US. Okay, so you have to have the intention to leave the US. So if you have a green card pending and you're coming in on a tourist visa, it's hard for the Customs and Border Protection to distinguish, do you have the intent to leave, or do you have the intent to overstay your visa and live permanently in the US because you have a green card application pending. All right, so that's the process. These are the caveats that you should be aware of. Okay, if you have questions on applying for a green card for your parents, I'm going to say give us a call for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Hi, Alima. Great. So Beauty said she's watching from Seattle. Awesome. Alima, let me know where you are watching from, and that would be, I want to give you a shout out. Okay. All right, great. So we'll go ahead and take some questions in just a second. So the other option, the other part of a possible process for sponsoring your parents is, one, let's say they enter on some kind of visa, they come here with the intent to visit you, right? So they're coming here, they just want to visit you. They still have a house abroad, they still have a residence abroad, all their family is abroad, their dog is abroad, right? Everything is abroad. They still have their bank accounts, maybe they even have jobs abroad. Okay, so they're just coming here to visit you, to see their grandchildren maybe, right? Spend some time with them. Then they decide they want to stay in the US. All right, they decide, or you decide, hey, they have health issues, or there's a horrible pandemic in the country of origin. I would rather keep them here. They want to stay here. They're, whatever, for whatever reason, you need help. Maybe someone passed away and you need them to stay now to help with kids and things like that. So you can apply. So if they're here on a tourist visa and they came in with the intent to go back, but that changed because of certain circumstances, you can still apply for them when they're here already in the US. So you could apply. It's the same kind of process. You still have to show that you're a US citizen and that you are their daughter, right? Or son. You're their son or daughter. And so you have that relationship, and that you, the sponsoring person, is a US citizen. So you apply there. But the good thing with applying in the US, the process is a little bit shorter usually. I would say about a year and a half is what you're looking at. And also, they would have work authorization and travel authorization while that green card application is pending. Okay, so that's a benefit. And then the other benefit that people sometimes overlook is if they get denied for some reason, you can appeal, right? Obviously, most people, I would say, be careful. Don't submit an application that's going to get denied. Work with a lawyer if you can, or try to get as much information as possible before you apply, so you're doing a good, thorough job when you apply. But really, that's kind of the two different options. However, one of them is only an option if your parents are coming into the US with the intent to leave. Okay? All right, so I hope that answers most of your questions on that. We get so many questions and so many consults on that. So this is kind of free advice for most of you that are thinking about that, right? So, but if you want more information, if you want to talk about your specific case, your specific parents, or if you want our help with this whole green card process, we would be happy to help you. You can call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Okay, and if you're watching from Facebook, or if you're watching on TikTok and you want to book yourself right now, you're welcome to do that. You can go to our Facebook page, and I think, go to our Facebook page. I think we're working on getting a link tree on TikTok right now, but you can go to our Facebook page. There's a pinned post where you can schedule your own consultation. Okay, so you can schedule your own consultation through our Facebook pinned post on Calendly. All right, and you'll see my calendar, and you'll be able to book directly through there. Okay, again, my name is Pratibha Agarwal, and we only handle immigration issues, so U.S. immigration issues. So that means if you want status in the U.S. or you're trying to bring somebody in from abroad, that's the only type of case that we handle. But we handle all types of things like humanitarian, employment-based, and family-based cases as well. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of questions if we have any, and I will go from there. All right, so let's see. How long, Gary says, how long does it take for a brother or sister to come here? Right. So right now it's taking a really long time. I'm going to say it's close to like 15 years for most people. But you can only apply for your brother or sister if you are a US citizen. Okay. So you can only apply for them if you are a US citizen, and the timing depends on which country they are from. All right. So which country you are from or they are from. Usually it's the same country, but that's what the timing looks like. Okay. Give us a call if we can help you with that process. You should get started sooner. Even if you're kind of thinking about it, you should probably start sooner, just because it's such a long process, and it's nice to have your name in the hat, especially when there's such a long wait. Even if they're thinking about it and they're not sure, if you can afford to do the petition and put their name in the hat, that means that at least they'll have something pending. And if they later decide to come, then they don't have to waste that time, right? They don't have to start from scratch. They already have a few number of years hopefully killed before they're able to come in. Okay, if we can help you with any kind of green card, we do these a lot. We're at 703-348-1663. Deepan Vyas says, I'm from New Jersey. My question is about an I-751 backlog. I filed since November 2019 and it's still pending. So they're taking over 2 years right now. All right, so they're taking over 2 years. If you only have an 18-month extension, you can go in and request a 24-month extension for right now. Okay, and if you need longer than that, you can go in and get stamped for that as well. Remember, though, the good news is that you can apply for citizenship if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you qualify. You can apply for citizenship at the same time that you apply to remove conditions. So that means if you have a temporary 2-year green card and you've lived in the U.S. for 3 years and it just keeps getting extended, you can apply for citizenship at the same time. Okay? Because you only need 3 years to be in the U.S. as a green card holder to then apply for citizenship if you're married to a U.S. citizen. All right. Kenny's saying, after prima facie, what are the chances to get denied? Right. After prima facie, what are the chances to get denied? Okay. So some people don't know what Kenny's talking about. So let me tell you what he's talking about. So for VAWA cases, so these are cases where people, as I mentioned earlier, they're victims of abuse, right? So they're victims of abuse that are applying for a green card. And part of that is showing, that they're married in a real marriage, that there is abuse, and that they live together for a certain amount of time, that they are of good moral character, so they don't have they don't have crimes or certain crimes. Okay, so that is what we're showing. So when the government first gets that application, they review it and they check off kind of quickly. Do we have abuse? Do we have good moral character? Do we have a spouse who is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder? That's what they're looking at. And once that's approved, then you get this prima facie, which protects you immediately, and it sort of looks like a pre-approval. Some people call it a pre-approval. Okay, but can it get denied? Yeah, it could get denied, or maybe they want some more information. It's possible, but getting a prima facie is the best thing that can happen for that stage in your application. So it's really good news. Okay, it's really good news, and it means that you can get a driver's license anywhere in the United States, and that you're protected. Right? You weren't protected before that. You were out of status, most likely. Right? You were out of status, and you had no protection, and you had no hope of a green card. And this is the first building block. So no, it doesn't guarantee approval, of course, but it's the best that could happen for that stage in your application. So that is really good. That's really, really positive. So you should look at it that way. Okay. Deepan says, thanks. You're welcome. Hi, Postal Pete. Great. Hi, Mohan. Nice to see you. All right, great. I am going to head out for the evening. It's so nice to see everybody. And feel free to log on if you don't already like us on Facebook. Make sure you like us on Facebook. We're at Agarwal Immigration. I have a new Facebook cover. If you want to take a look, that would be awesome. We worked really hard on that today. Go ahead and take a look. If you want to schedule a consultation, there's a pin post on there and you can schedule it yourself. But if our office is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, and you can always call us whenever you want, and we will give you a call back between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time. don't worry, we return all of our missed calls, every single one of them. Okay. So if you leave a message, that's good because we're then alerted. But if you don't leave a message, we return all of our missed calls. So if you want to call right now, that's fine. We will give you a call back tomorrow morning. Again, we're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. All right. I hope everyone has a good evening, and don't hesitate to share this with other people that might have immigration questions, so that when I go live, they are notified as well, and they can hop on and ask their immigration questions. Okay. So good to see everyone. I will see you very soon. Bye.